Fred MacGuffin reviews Medieval from 2022. We have Ben Foster plays Jan Žižka, and we have Michael Caine in this. We have a good cast. We have
Sometimes Fred ain't comfortable in his own skin. For example, ooh, that's better.
Peter Jackal uh, directing, producing, and writing this. He's also directed Ghoul and Kajinik, and he's also produced bestsellers Last Full Measure and The Misfits. He's executive produced bestsellers and The Misfits and produced Last Full Measure. So yeah, we're learning a bit about history here in the late 14th century, and we're learning about a very notorious and famous and I suppose revered military commander and leader, Jan Žižka, who I must admit I'm not a very big history buff, and so this is all new to me. And I suppose it would help if you knew a bit about the history, some of the history of this, or lived in some of the countries involved. So we have Bohemia, and we have get the backstory to this. King Charles IV has died, and Europe is in its war. There's wars. There hasn't been a new emperor chosen yet, and Europe has plagues, wars. There's tyranny. There's all sorts of injustices, and there needs to be a new emperor chosen. Charles's son, King Wenceslas, needs to go to Rome and get appointed by the Pope to be the next emperor, but he can't afford to, and he's a lot of debts with Rosenberg, King Rosenberg, and he's got a lot of debt, and Rosenberg doesn't want to give him any money. He wants some insurance that he's going to get his money back, and yeah, he's going to get what he needs from Wenceslas once he becomes emperor. And yeah, so they don't like this agreement.
Due to the fact that this plot is complex, Fred is having another meltdown. Please bear with him.
So Wenceslas's half brother, King Sigismund, has the idea to kidnap Rosenberg's wife, or future wife, Catherine, who is related to the King of France. And there's also another pope in France. So there's two popes. There's one in Rome and one in France. So there's a bit of a religious uh, sort of. The Catholic Church is having problems with leaders and who is the proper pope. So a mercenary played by Ben Foster, Jan Žižka, is hired to kidnap Catherine and hold her ransom till Rosenberg hands the money over to Wenceslas, and ensuring that he can fund himself to go to Italy and become emperor. We also have Michael Caine, and this is Lord Borish, who's tied to King Wenceslas, who is he's loyal to King Wenceslas. So yeah, you're getting some really good actors in this. We have Ben Foster, of course, Hell or High Water, 310 to Yuma, The Messenger, Leave No Trace, Hustle, Warcraft, Lone Survivor, The Mechanic, the remake from 2011, and yeah, he's a solid actor. He's I think he needs to get more. It's a shame he's never gotten a role that's just catapulted him into stardom, superstardom, household name. But was great in this. Of course, Michael Caine, Oscar winner, legend, plays Lord Borish. You may have seen him in The Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, that trilogy, Batman Begins as well. Alfie, The Prestige, Inception, Get Carter, The Italian Job, Ipcress File, and Zulu. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Great to see him in this. We have Sophie Lowe, who plays Catherine, and you may have seen her in The Slap, Beautiful Lie, and Blow the Man Down. And we have Till Schweiger as Rosenberg, and he was also in Inglourious Bastards, King Arthur, Atomic Blonde, This Means War. Matthew Good plays King Sigismund, and he was in Imitation Game, Stoker, Watchmen, The King's Man, and Leap Year. And we have Carl Roden as King Wenceslas. He was also in Rock and Rolla, Orphan, Hellboy, and The Bourne Supremacy. So yeah, a lot of faces you're going to recognize. The plot is very, it's kind of hard to follow for me. Yeah, there's a lot of backstabbing. Brother turns against brother. We have King Sigismund deciding to ally with Rosenberg and go against his brother, half brother Wenceslas. He wants the power. He wants to become emperor. And we have Lady Catherine, being torn between all these factions, and she realizes that Rosenberg, who she's due to marry, is not a very nice ruler. So we're learning a lot about the politics of this era, and yeah, so there's a lot of heavy history here that if you're not, yeah, you're getting a history lesson here about this era, and we're learning about yeah, Jan Ziska and how he went on then to fight the Teutonic Order and the Holy Roman Empire. And for me, there's a scene at the end that really sort of grabs you and makes you want to watch another movie that might be more interesting about this historical figure. So yeah, it feels like Jan Ziska begins, and yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing another movie about this character, this historical figure, and yeah, so that's probably a good thing. It gets you interested in this era and this person. Gets you interested in Jan and what happens next. And granted, the budget isn't as big as you'd like, but there is some great action scenes and battle scenes, and yeah, it's 2 hours. It kept me gripped, and may have lost a bit of the confusion with the backstabbing, who's allied to who, what's going on. But maybe on a rewatch I'll pick up more. But yeah, I watched this on Netflix. It is available on DVD, and yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. And yeah, great to see. I'm a big fan of Michael Caine and Ben Foster, so yeah, enjoy this. So hopefully they do a sequel, and we see maybe bigger battles and a bigger budget. But I think you will get interested in this character and enjoy this. And yeah, I would give this it's borderline 4. It's 3.5. No, oh, sorry, 3.5 and nearly a 4 for me. And yeah, good stuff. Check it out. Fred MacGuffins reviewed medieval. Mmm.